I'm going crazy, sitting on that train, and I don't think I'm ever coming home. Don't think I'm lazy, 'cause I'm going crazy. Yes, I'm going crazy.
And I have a picture. Hold on. I'm trying to find it right now. There it is. All right. So not just pastries, but look on the left there, you've got the biggest chocolate chip muffin, almost as big as your head. And I'm not lying. I know people say that like it's as big as your head, but it is literally. I've measured them on the right. And that's not the perfect representation of a Woolfie's sandwich, breakfast sandwich. But the sandwiches are amazing there. And then right in the middle, you're saying, oh, okay, that's a coffee. I've seen coffee before. Everyone's got coffee. That coffee right there has coffee ice cubes. It's not water ice cubes. They're coffee ice cubes. You can only find that at Woolfie's. He also owns Cape and Plymouth Business Media. And we'll talk to Dale about that a little bit more because I have a kind of an understanding of what he does there, but I know he's Mr. Cape. So let's bring in Dale here. Dale, what's happening, man? How are you?
Hey, I'm doing great. How are you?
Good. Good to see you. Cheers. Happy Friday night.
Cheers. Happy Friday. It's Friday, right? I don't even know.
All right. So first of all, tell me about Cape and Plymouth Business Media. What do you guys do?
I noticed you were a little hesitant, and it's a hard name to say, but that is correct.
Did I get it right? Okay.
Cape and Plymouth Business Media. I didn't come up with the name, but I'd say, we are the only business-focused media company, Cape, Plymouth, South Shore, South Coast. So we kind of, we're hyper-focused on Cape Cod and Plymouth, and then our audience kind of spans out from there. We really serve a geography that Worcester, Boston, and Providence kind of overlook.
Yep.
And we just focus on business news. So anything from the bigger companies that operate in our area, hospitals, infrastructure, nonprofits, down to, the Clean Acre that I'm drinking my limoncello out of right now. So, and we look for anything interesting in the business community, and we promote it, and we welcome anyone who wants to write content for us. We generate content to help businesses with marketing, finance, leadership, anything related to business. And sometimes we just do fun stuff where we go and take a picture and say, hey, this is a business you should check out.
Awesome. And every area needs a business like yours to support them, especially during the pandemic. We've learned chambers and business councils and media conglomerates like yourself really need to step up and help local businesses because they've all been suffering over the last year. Clean Anchor still alive, right? They're still there.
Yeah, they had a momentary shutdown, but they're back open now, and they're really busy.
They're right down the street from you at Woolfie's.
Yeah, I can see them, and I can smell the smoker when I crack the windows. But we've got a lot of great places down here. La Scala's open now. Sand Dollar relocated; they're open. Yep. Paradise and Good Friends Cafe, they kind of stayed open through this whole thing. So people are definitely starting to open up. There's definitely a high level of seasonality here, but some of the year-round folks, I think they made it.
Good.
At least they appeared to have made it. I don't know what is left up here for anyone who's gone through this, but you know what I mean.
Well, how did it go for you being the owner of Woolfie's? I know you're seasonal.
Yeah,
we had a great. Must have been tough.
We had a great year. Last year, I was deathly afraid of COVID, and, I'll skip the politics of this whole situation.
Yep.
I was deathly afraid. I thought if I went outside and took a breath, I'd catch COVID. We almost didn't open, and I talked to some friends of mine in the healthcare industry, kind of came up with a game plan. We put a poll on our website, and 2,000 people responded within the first day on Facebook. Wow. And they were like, we want to come. So, we did what we thought was safe for the staff and for people coming, and I didn't really care what people thought. My goal was to make them feel safe.
Yep.
Meaning I didn't care about the politics of what was happening, the whole mask, no mask thing. I was just like, look, we have to care about the most cautious people. We put a lot of really safe guidelines in place, and we had a great year. Like, great year. We probably made 30% more food than the year before.
Well, yeah, I don't know when I was there, but it was during the summer at one point, and you guys really had it down. And you've got a staff that really cares about what they do as well, which is rare for some local businesses, and especially a seasonal business. But you
Yeah.
really do such a great job training your staff and making them want to be there. That's a big deal.
Thanks. I appreciate that comment. We really take it to heart. I always say, I didn't wake up in the morning to give someone a bad experience. I didn't wake up in the morning to take someone's money and not give them a great experience. And, we explain this to the staff and they definitely care. And I always say, Wolfie's is like a sports team, right? It's like a baseball team. We have 14 positions. We need a great first baseman. We need a great second baseman. Everyone has a really key position to play. And unfortunately, if you're not doing your best on that team, you're hurting the whole team. And they get that here, which is really great for someone who's 14, 15. You've seen our staff, 16.
Oh, yeah.
It's really great that they can absorb that and put it into action.
Yeah.
We have our mistakes, but I think, we start well trained. And then, and the other thing I say is I don't want to babble on about this. I would say we can have a bad game, but we can't have a bad season.
Oh, there you go. I totally appreciate that. And I know Sunday school right down the street used to be the place to work. At least when I was growing up, that's where everybody wanted to work. But I feel like Woolfie's is probably right up there with Sunday school now as far as likability as a teenager needing a job for the summer. So you must get a ton of resumes and job applications.
Yeah, we do. We get about 100 a year.
Wow.
The trouble we face is, people have sports and things to do. We need people that can work through Labor Day. A lot of kids go back to college the middle of August. A lot of kids can't start till July 4th. And that's hard for us. That leaves real big gaps. That's like your starter pitcher can only play half of the season.
Yeah.
So that's the tough part for us. The other tough thing is a lot of these kids are under 18. And as you know, we open at 7, which means a lot of the staff can't get here till 7, and we start at 4 a.m.
Oof.
So that's a tough spot for us. We do try to bring in students on J1 visas, which helps. We had, they fill a great big gap for us. Last year they didn't come, which made it really hard. This year, hopefully they will come. And, they don't take jobs from our kids. They really fill a need that, who wants to get up at 4 a.m. and work for 6 months out of the year? It's a really hard job to fill. So they're also a really integral part of a lot of the businesses around here.
I get up at 4 a.m. for 12 months out of the year, and that's difficult.
Well, it's if you're going to make a career out of it, I think it's different. But to ask someone, like, who am I going to sometimes I get like testy in the summer. I'm tired, and someone will say something, and I was like, "Look, Emerald was busy this summer. So I got a 14-year-old kid here pouring coffee, and of course I don't mean it that way, but that's the reality. Like, who's gonna come here? We're getting who we get.
Yeah.
Right? So we make the best of it.
Well, here in Milford, we love Dennisport. I grew up vacationing in Dennisport, but Dennisport has become known in this area, at least, as Little Milford. We have so many of the Milfordians that vacation there, and I know many of them. I just wanted to. A couple people want to say hi. Joe wants to say hi.
Hey, Joe.
And Kathy wants to say hi.
Hey, Kathy.
I know Jake from Motorboat. You're friends with Jake, so he's a local guy as well. Scott McGill, I think another guy that vacations down that area.
Milford to Worcester. There's a lot of folks. A lot of folks from that area.
It's really fun. I feel like because I vacation there as a kid, and my aunt still has a cottage there. As a matter of fact, my uncle does too on Holiday Lane. It's
okay.
Right down the street from you. And
right down the street.
Goes there all the time. But I feel like it's our home away from home, and I thank you. And Don, my friend Don, loves Dennisport. Lots of fond memories there as well. So we all own a little piece of Dennisport, and we certainly appreciate what you do. Kathy, I lived in the Cape for 10 years and saw the staffing for summers. They fill a need. locals do not want to work. Absolutely, Kathy. And I worked there in radio for about 2 years, so I saw the winters and I saw the summers on the Cape, and it's actually kind of fascinating. So Dale, because you have the media network, the Cape and Plymouth Business Media. Hesitating again, sorry. I want to talk about some other aspects of the Cape that we can look forward to this summer.
Sure.
Last year, I went to Hyannis. They had the barriers up, so they only had one lane going down Main Street. I loved it. I thought it was amazing. I thought they did a great job. How's this summer going to be downtown Hyannis? What are your thoughts about that?
That's a great question. So, we're actually doing a project with the Hyannis Chamber right now for their digital guidebook. For their, the guidebooks that you see around. You go in a restaurant, you can pick it up, and I could tell you that whole community, like firsthand, I'm seeing they're really putting a lot into, following guidelines, making it convenient and easy for people. It's going to be very similar. There's going to be barcodes going down the street that you can scan with your phone, see who's open, see what they're doing, check out. The events are going to be probably a lot more limited this year.
Yep.
The chamber is going to announce and have a calendar of events that folks can look up. You can look it up on your phone, or obviously if you're from home doing research, they're going to have a listing of all those events. I think some of the bigger events we're probably not going to see. Definitely the outside ones, like every once in a while they have stuff at in that Kmart Plaza.
Yep.
I think some of those will still go on, but we were talking about this. When you ask people what they love about Cape Cod, like this isn't a place you come to. It's not like York that has like a zoo and a little carnival thing. And this is a different, people like to come here and relax.
Yep.
They like the beach. They like to go out to eat and get a beer. They like to go shopping, maybe do some antiquing, go to those places they went to when they were a kid. You're going to be able to do all of that, or most of that, this summer. And the towns have been really, I don't want to say gracious. They've been really open-minded about helping the businesses to expand a little bit more. Like right now, if you go down, you drive around, you can see businesses, piles of wood, people are building decks, they're pouring patios. Great. Yeah, there's a lot of things going on. I don't want to say this negatively, but like one of my things that I don't like about the Cape is we're very narrow-minded about expanding. So
again, little Milford here in Dennisport, we are the same way in Milford. We are so scared of expanding. So when you say that, it just connects us even more. It's crazy.
Yeah, like you go to Newport, right? There's a million places you can walk around the water in Newport, and they have art exhibits and playgrounds and cool stuff. Here it's like, oh no, don't do that. Leave that tree. We know it's dead and it's going to start a fire someday, but don't touch it. It's like, at some point we have to let people do these things. Like we should be eating outside, not just confined to these spaces all the time. And I'm really happy that, they're expanding their horizons a little bit and and the businesses, I think too, they're starting to get it that, what worked 20 years ago, it's nice to be nostalgic, but sometimes, we have to evolve a little bit. We have to keep our roots, but we do have to evolve a little bit and accommodate some things that people want. Yeah. Right. So that's what I'm trying to say.
Do you think that after 2 summers of the barricades on Hyannis downtown, that we didn't have that before? Now, as a kid, I remember for some reason walking up and down Main Street, they may have closed it off on a Friday or Saturday night, but those are the memories I have. Do you think that once this is all clear, everything's done, that some of these towns might adopt or keep some of the guidelines that have been in place since the pandemic? Maybe Main Street will be closed off. Maybe they will just close a lane in the summer. Do you think that's possible?
I think it's possible. I heard a rumor that they made folks take away the outside dining in Hyannis. And then like on the last day or the day after, they extended it. But a lot of businesses had already taken it down, which is unfortunate. I can't confirm that story. This is, you hear a lot of things.
Sure, yeah.
I think businesses have to push back, and we have to do it legally. We have to work with our towns and our local representatives to really position this as, I always think about Worcester, right? if you know the story about Mass Pike and Worcester,
Yep.
Worcester didn't want the pike coming. So the pike actually went around Worcester. And then what happened? Places like Milford and Hopkinton and Upton grew because they had access to that infrastructure. I think we need to let our businesses do these little things so that they can expand. I'm not saying that people won't come to Cape Cod anymore. We won't grow, but I think the businesses, we have to unite. We have to position, reasonable solutions to keeping these really cool things we have now.
Yeah.
Whether they will or not, I don't know. If they have a good summer and make money and they're tired, maybe nothing will happen. But I'm hopeful that some people will kind of band together to make it happen.
Well, yeah, I agree with you, and that's happening in our area. There are places that had the makeshift outdoor dining, and the town has said, okay, well, we're going to have to get rid of that at some point. But why? It was amazing. If we can do this after the pandemic, we have more people going out supporting local business. I love being outdoors.
A lot of it comes down to safety. So I have a great deal of respect for our town government and our board of health, but they're dealing with things like, a fly lands in someone's food and then they get food poisoning. And then they blame, you know what I mean? It's like, we have to, I love Key West, right? You go to Key West, no helmets, golf carts down the street, drinking down the street, fireworks. We don't allow that in Massachusetts because, one person got hurt probably driving a golf cart down the road, and you can't have them anymore, right? So, I hope, I don't know, I'm hopeful that it will change a little bit. We have to have some kind of what's the word? Civilized, behavior.
Yeah.
We're
Someday, maybe we'll get fireworks. Someday, I don't know,
Right.
we'll eat outside more often. But Dale, thank you so much. Wolfie's in Dennisport. I don't have to tell anybody about that. It's a landmark. Everybody loves it. And Cape and Plymouth Business Media. Boom, 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 boom. See, I did that real fast.
Yeah, you're good. With every sip, you get it comes out a little easier.
Yeah. You can find all that on Facebook and Twitter and obviously Google and see what Dale's doing in the community. He does such a great job. And as summer gets closer, let's have this conversation again. I love the Cape. And again, so many of our viewers vacation on the Cape. So let's do this every couple months.
Okay, great. Thanks for having me. It was really nice to see you again.
Brother, good to see you again too. Take care.
All right, bye everyone. Thanks.
Bye. That's Dale's great. I love him. And Wolfie's is amazing.